Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Dr. Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi, visited Pakistan this week. This was the first visit by an Iranian leader in 7 years. This visit provided an opportunity for the two sides to hold in-depth talks on all aspects of bilateral relations and regional and global developments. There was agreement to expand cooperation in economic, cultural, and security domains, and to transform the Pakistan-Iran border into a border of peace, friendship, and prosperity. In this context, the two sides will promote bilateral trade, fast-track negotiations on free trade agreement, develop joint border markets and economic free zones, and promote connectivity, including mutually beneficial relationships between the ports of Gwadar and Chabahar. The two sides also agreed to enhance dialogue and cooperation to confront terrorism, narcotic smuggling, human trafficking, money laundering, and abduction. Pakistan and Iran will release each other's prisoners under the existing legal framework. As expressed in the joint statement, Pakistan and Iran have similar views on the situation in Gaza and on Jammu and Kashmir. The leaders highlighted the need for dialogue and peaceful means to resolve the Kashmir dispute in accordance with international law and the will of the people. On Gaza, both sides expressed support for a just, comprehensive, and durable solution based on the aspirations of the Palestinian people, as well as the return of displaced persons. Chairman, China International Development Cooperation Agency, CIDCA, Lo Chao-hui, visited Pakistan from 21st to 25th of April. In Islamabad, he called on the President and the Prime Minister and held meetings with the Minister for Economic Affairs and other senior officials. The two sides agreed to fast-track ongoing projects under China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and signed several documents of cooperation. The discovery of mass graves at two major hospitals in Gaza have shocked the human conscience. Pakistan joins the call by the United Nations for a clear, transparent, and credible investigation of mass graves and the massacre of men, women, and children by the Israeli occupation forces. Pakistan vehemently condemns Israel's barbarianism and its war crimes against the people of Gaza. We underline the urgency of an unconditional ceasefire to protect civilians from further carnage. An independent and impartial investigation must be held to ascertain the facts, fix responsibility, and punish the perpetrators of war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. We urge the international community, especially the backers of Israel, to take urgent measures to bring an end to the war on the people of Gaza, lift the siege, protect civilians, facilitate humanitarian assistance, and to hold to account the perpetrators of the Gaza genocide. We are witnessing an alarming surge in provocative statements from Indian leaders asserting unwarranted claims on Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan rejects these claims. Fueled by hyper-nationalism, this inflammatory rhetoric poses a grave threat to regional peace and stability. We urge Indian politicians to cease their reckless practice of dragging Pakistan into India's populist public discourse for electoral motives. Historical and legal facts, as well as ground realities, refute India's baseless claims over Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Despite India's rhetoric and assertions, Jammu and Kashmir remains an internationally recognized disputed territory. The UN Security Council resolutions clearly outline that the final status of Jammu and Kashmir shall be determined by the will of the people through a free and impartial plebiscite under the UN auspices. India would be wise to help implement these resolutions instead of harboring delusions of grandeur. Now, a couple of announcements. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif and Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar will attend the World Economic Forum special meeting on global collaboration, growth, and energy to be held in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, from 28th to 29th of April. They have received invitations from His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Professor Klaus Schwab, the founder and executive chairman of the World Executive Forum. High-level participation in the forum will afford an important opportunity to present Pakistan's priorities, specifically in global health architecture, inclusive growth, revitalizing regional collaboration, and the need for striking a balance between promoting growth and energy consumption. On the margins of the main event, the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister will hold bilateral meetings with world leaders, heads of international organizations and bodies, and other leading personalities participating in the event. Furthermore, Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif will visit the Gambia to participate in the 15th OIC Summit being held in the Gambia on 4th to 5th of May. The summit is being convened at a critical time for the Muslim Ummah, as the war on the people of Gaza continues unabated. It will be an important occasion for the OIC leaders to deliberate upon the deteriorating situation in Gaza and project a strong, collective, and unified stance on the Palestinian question. At the summit, the Prime Minister will speak about Pakistan's grave concern on the genocide in Gaza, the right of self-determination of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, imperatives of solidarity and unity of the Ummah, rising Islamophobia and terrorism, and other contemporary global challenges. He will also hold bilateral meetings with leaders of the Islamic world on the margins of the summit. The summit will be preceded by the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers meeting on the 2nd and 3rd of May. Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar will attend the CFM. On the sidelines of the CFM, the Foreign Minister will meet his counterparts from other OIC countries. And that concludes our opening remarks. Thank you.